Ready? Come on. There's a lot of black flies. That's so much fun. I love that.
Love me some candy. Starburst. Delicious. Holy shit.
Good day, folks. Up here with Jason Bayens, a guy I met on Instagram. We've been planning this trip now for a while, since last fall. We've come up here to the Arctic watershed. We've just finished crossing Upper Kesagami Lake, and we're gonna head down the Kesagami River, and eventually the Partridge River, and eventually James Bay. Not sure how long this is going to take. We've got, I think it's around 300 or so kilometers to paddle. We're going to end up in salt water. Stick around. It's going to be fun. So we found what we think is the sandy point, AJ?
Yeah, there's sand under the water.
It's underwater, and there's lots of black flies, so not gonna mess around too long. I'm gonna get the tent up, and we gotta get a spot cleared so Cooper can get some shelter. And yeah, there's lots of bugs. Oh boy.
Extended timeline.
Oh boy. Your first 7 kilometers in the Arctic watershed. How's it feel?
Pretty good. We got a site anyways.
We found a site.
293 kilometers to go.
This has got to be the earliest that either of us were saying we've been in a tent. I don't know. But we're just looking over our map sheets here, trying to decide what the plan is for tomorrow and how far we think we can make it. But Cooper's in here because the black flies are getting pretty bad and the wind's dropping off. So yeah, hanging out in here for a little bit. Probably get an early night. Neither of us got a whole lot of sleep last night. Jason was working and I just didn't sleep much. So catch up tonight and try and make a full day of it out there tomorrow. It is a beautiful morning. It's really cooled off in the night. Had a decent sleep, and Cooper's bringing me a stick. Come on. He's got his sticks. No, we had a good night's sleep last night. Nice and cool, and now there's no bugs this morning. So it's awesome. Just getting camp packed up. Jay's got the fire going. Nice and early. It's just after 6. So nice early start today. And we're off. A couple minutes after 7, and we're on the water. Good to go. Well, we've just been winding down this river, twisting and turning all over and doing little beaver dam runs. But so far, it's been pretty quiet.
Look at this thing maneuver. Confident of pinching the blade? Probably not. Whoa! A little tension on that.
very quick stop for lunch. Just briefly get out, stretch the legs for a couple minutes, and get back in because we've had almost no black flies on the river all morning. And then the moment we got off, we got kind of swarmed by them. There was quite a few. So stay on the water as much as we can. They drive all three of us kind of crazy. One foot in.
Made it though.
That was close.
The spray deck doesn't make that any easier, eh?
Not at all. It's like we've outrun the flies and it's beautiful out. What a day.
Some sort of shelter at one point, eh?
Yeah, somebody had a cow like this. Those are
skis.
Snowmobile skis. According to Jay's GPS, we did 49.2 or so kilometers. I don't know if that's tracking all the bends and everything in the river, but yeah, we did about 10 hours of paddling today. It was a long day. And the bugs at this site we found are pretty bad. Mosquitoes. Black flies is not really around, but the mosquitoes are awful. But we just saw this little clearing, it looked like, through the trees, so we came out to check it out, and turns out there's, I guess, an old camp here of some kind. There's wood stoves. There's even a wood stove on skis from a snowmobile. So there's an old building back here. There's like a fallen down outhouse, and anyway, but there's lots of room under the trees here for us, and we found an old barrel so we could have our little fire in it just to boil some water for dinner. I popped the bug shelter up, and we're just hanging out. Cooper and I are just hanging out in here. Jay's working on his dinner, I guess, out there. But, yeah, good day.
You taking my picture? Eh? You taking my picture?
Bugs are thick. We're both in the tents. It's been a great day. But we're just going to hide out in our tents, maybe read a little while. And see what the morning brings. Been checking the weather on the Zolio to see what we got coming. Looks like we got some rain coming over the weekend, for the next few days. So tomorrow should be sunny like today, but then we're moving into some nasty weather as we hit the big water. So yeah, we got a big lake we have to cross. Don't really want to do that, and wind and rain, but we'll see. One day at a time, right? Today was a great day. Having a really good time out here with Jason. He's super easy going, so makes it easy. Lots of fun. Alright, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Just sitting in the bug shelter. Got breakfast cooking in the cozy. Trying a new recipe this morning. Oatmeal and protein powder and peanut butter powder mixed together. Chocolate, peanut butter protein, and peanut butter powder. So, see how that goes. Try it out. Something a little different. First bite. It's edible, but not my favorite. Kind of gritty. Maybe more water. Anyway, gotta eat it now.
Just got oatmeal and then some dried cranberries, chunks of chocolate, almonds, cashews, walnuts. It's a big mixed bag of hazelnuts. A little bit of everything.
Nice. Come on. Yep, come on. Good boy.
Stove on the skis.
I like that thing.
And we're off. Oh, it's bright. Oh. Boy. Just a quick stop there to take a look at another potential campsite. Keep moving on. We wait too long, the black flies find us. That would make a decent spot to camp. Let Coop have a little swim and cool off. I'm probably going to want to have a swim before too long. I can feel the river starting to pick up a little bit. A little bit of current coming now. Our map doesn't indicate any swifts or rapids anywhere along here. So, just playing it safe. I want to come around the corner and get a nasty surprise. expecting that ledge there. What's that?
Got the wrong paddle out for this.
Yeah, me too. Wrong paddle, but we'll make it work. That's so much fun. I love that. Like just being able to scout from the boat and run down. Yeah, you don't have to get out and take a look around and everything. It's perfect. I don't see any whitecaps or anything breaking out there.
No.
Hopefully. We're still paddling, trying to find a site. We've passed a couple that were possible and just didn't look like they were going to fit the bill. A lot of the sites that we read about when looking into this trip, you know, people talked about camping on beaches and everything, and there's no beaches right now. The water's too high. Everything we find that's a beach is under 2 or 3 feet of water. So we'll keep going. It's 5:30 now, and we're both getting kind of hungry. All 3 of us are ready for dinner. So we settled on a spot for camp. I'm going to try and make this work in the blueberry patch here. I'm going to try and make this work here. Oh. Black fly in my eyeball. Yeah, it's flattish, so clear a bit of brush and I think it'll work.
Kind of seems like the wind's just gonna die right off tonight, eh? That was supposed to. You look like someone who could use a medium cold beer right now.
Are you serious? Where'd you get this?
I brought a couple.
Oh, thanks.
I think we earned them today.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, that's not a bad temperature, actually.
Yeah.
Considering it was in my bag all day.
How's the temperature?
It's warmer than I thought, but it's still pretty cold.
It's one of those, it's like...
It's nice once you're in. It feels good on the sore shoulders anyways.
Yeah, I bet. Go on. Go on.
Come on, Cooper.
Go on.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come for a swim.
Go on, Coop.
Come on.
Go on.
Come
What are
on.
you doing? Get in the water.
Come on.
You're supposed to be a water dog. Go on, Coop.
Come on.
Go on.
Come on.
Go on.
Come on. Oh, there you go.
What a chicken.
Oh, good boy. Good boy. Yes, you are.
I thought you were a water dog, Coop. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Let's sit down and take a look at maps for tomorrow, where we're headed. We just had dinner after our little swim. Jay made enough shepherd's pie to feed 4 people.
So full.
And ate it all himself. So I had some, what was it? What the hell's that
There
called?
was potatoes in there you didn't like.
Yeah, the potatoes didn't rehydrate at all. Beef curry, that's what it was called. Yeah, the beef was great. The potatoes were pretty terrible. And we stood around swatting mosquitoes, trying to dry off in our underwear. Which is why you didn't get to see it. So now we're looking at maps for tomorrow. We'll see what the big lake holds, and we'll see what the portage is like, and
See if the weather cooperates.
yeah. Actually, that's what I should do, is get that thing out and check the Zoleo for the weather. Last we checked it like 24 hours ago, or this morning maybe. It said there was a big front moving in. We're supposed to get a big dump of rain tonight and tomorrow. So we came most of the way. We're very close to the mouth, or the opening of Newnham Bay. And then that'll take us out into Kesagami proper, which is a very big lake. Could involve as much as like a 10K open water crossing. So we don't want to do that when the wind and the waves are up. So kind of playing it by ear. It's really the weather's gonna dictate when we can get out there and how far we're gonna push. Whether we get up early, if it's clear, we're gonna make a run for it. If the weather looks lousy, we'll probably just take our time and hope it clears. Ooh.
Oh, I'm so full. God, I can't even move. Oh, that's boil.
Sounds like it. Alright, the bugs are getting bad, and we're both cooked. That was a long day. It was a good day. We did great. So, packing everything up. Hopefully most of it's dry now, but we're heading to bed. been raining for hours. I can hear Jay up and around, so I guess I should get up too. I'm hoping it might let up a little bit, but it just seems to be getting heavier now. So, gotta take the rainy days with the sunny days. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, I guess I should get some water on and make some breakfast. I have a soggy, wet day. Yeah, there's more breeze right here than there is up there. Really gonna have to see what this is like. We got a huge lake to try and cross this morning. And the rain and the wind has shifted from coming out of the northwest now, which means it's going to be a headwind all day for us. So that's less than ideal, but try and make the most of it. Right here. Less than ideal, isn't it? Just gotta stay alert. Aren't really breaking too much, which is nice. Lay down. No, it's not that bad. Get in the lee of this point. You want to take a break? I said once we get in the lee of the point to take a little break.
Sounds good.
That was a little hairy. The rain's picked up again. I had a nice spot out of the window on this point over here. Take a breather. How'd you feel about that?
I grabbed this paddle because I was in near shore, it was all sandy and I was just pulling myself along.
Yeah.
I was doing it with my other paddle, I'm like, I'm gonna break this.
We should just pull in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's nice and calm here.
Probably gonna have to like angle into the waves a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot for the closest point. Oh yeah, there's that wind as soon as you poke out, eh?
Be a little more in the lee, but we might be here soon. Jay's back behind me. He's decided he's going to walk along the beach, I guess. That was a little sketchy, but felt pretty good doing it. Wasn't too nervous. We pulled up on the very southern tip of this island. A little precarious getting out here, but we did. We made it. Looks a little hairy when you get around the other side. We'll go over and take a look. But wow. Woo! It's a little blustery on this side. Decided to cross to the southern point here. Kind of have a crosswind, so it's not too bad. The waves are kind of bouncing us around a little. Find a better spot to camp, hopefully down here somewhere. That point was not great at all. It's pretty terrible.
Came from the island over there. There's this little island here that's not even on the map. Tosh is just checking out. We're taking a little break. And then we gotta keep heading over to that peninsula over there somewhere.
Just in the lee here. Take a little break, try and warm up a little bit. I don't think we're gonna be, like, the island's flat enough, but it's so narrow.
Oh, I was joking anyway.
Yeah.
Imagine we were out here and like a big storm whipped up.
You'd have your head in the water on one side and your feet in the water on the other.
Yeah, and you'd be tied to a tree so you don't blow away.
Yeah. Still raining, but we've settled on a spot where we're gonna camp, drag the canoes up. We're both kind of wet, kind of cold, so we're gonna get a tarp up, fire going, and see if we can find a spot like right here. If I can make this wide enough to set my tent up.
A nice clean burning fire going here.
Yeah.
Tosh is right there. Oh, there he is.
Here somewhere. Just wait for the wind to swirl around again. Holy shit.
Someone will think we're sending out a distress signal or something.
Hey, man, look at look all the way down the water. Thought we'd hang up a line here and try and dry some clothes, and of course the moment we had it up, it started raining again. So we're under the tarp for a little bit. I'm gonna make some soup and maybe a pot of tea or something. Stay warm. I think we got some hot chocolate tucked away somewhere. Yeah, warm up, dry out. Wait for the wind to change. Hopefully tomorrow we got a little change in the weather. See your seat there? Oh yeah, look at that. Bushcraft.
Oh yeah. Almost like it wants to clear.
Slowly starting to. Roll out of here as slowly as it rolled in.
Yeah.
That was quite a day out there on the big water. Something else. It was the wind and the waves. Pretty intense at times, but it was fun. We decided that if the weather gives us the opportunity, we're just gonna go first thing in the morning. We'll figure out breakfast on the other side. So, read a little bit, or might just end up falling asleep right here because I'm pretty beat. See you in the morning.
Nothing like nice, wet socks and shoes to get your day going. Paddle through the tree to wake you up.
Oh yeah, pretty much soaked again. 6:45, and we're on the water. Everything seems pretty calm right here. Jay was up earlier than me and all packed up by the time I got out of the tent. So, I'm gonna try and make a run across this big bay we gotta cross. The wind seems to have settled down or even shifted around a little bit to the south, which should be good. But we didn't waste any time in camp, just threw our gear together, try and make some headway across this big lake before the wind picks up. All right, we're all suited up across the biggest expanse of water today. Excuse me. Just stopped for a little break at this little point behind us. We found a little beach we could pull up on nice and easy. But now, we got probably 2.5 K of open water we have to cross. And getting a little bouncy already. We got a decent headwind. Try and make as straight a line as we can. Keep this short, but the wind's kind of quartering actually. Doesn't seem as rough as what we went through yesterday.
Tosh found the portage over here.
Kind of neat seeing a sign there dedicated to somebody. Portage looks alright. It's a little wet and swampy, and we got a big tree down right at the start of it. So I have to dig out a saw before we even get going. But the first portage of the trip in what, 130 some kilometers or so? That's not too bad.
Those are more of a hazard than a help.
Yeah.
Hey, Coop. Hey, buddy.
Okay, that was the first load. Wasn't too bad. All right, go back for the boat. Made it to the Partridge, or Partridge Lake anyway, and wouldn't you believe it, it's raining again. Just doesn't want to seem to stop. It's kind of just misting rolling through. But this is the headwater lake for the Partridge River, so this is it. It's all downstream from here.
Is this it?
Like it.
Whoa! What do you think?
So far, so good.
Gonna be an adventure.
Yep.
Then the other side of the lake, it gets skinny again.
Yeah. Even between the two lakes, it gets skinny again.
Yeah. Speed! Uh-oh.
Almost.
I had already got some speed up, and then you stopped. I thought I was gonna smash into you.
It's the fat guy in this end that got hung up. Everything else went through just fine.
We found the beach that we were gonna camp on, and it actually exists, unlike the other beaches, but you can see there's no room to put a tent anywhere here, and it's all swampy just beyond it, so we're gonna keep moving on. It's gonna be camp for the night. Right at the where the Partridge River flows out of Richards Lake.
Coop said his dinner. It looks like the thermocell is working, or the smoke from the fire to keep the bugs off them. I've got some granola soup here with blueberries from breakfast. You can eat?
Yeah, I should probably eat something. Just thinking if I should have lunch or breakfast. Might just do breakfast.
I do breakfast because I missed breakfast this morning.
Breakfast for lunch.
Yeah. Having breakfast at 10 to 4. Stayed out for a little paddle again and decided to come out and try a little troll. See if we couldn't tie in another one of those nice pickerel, walleye, whatever you want to call them. First fish. Oh, pike. Another one. Just barely hooked him in the lip. But I think we're gonna eat that one. We're on our way back to camp now. Our one little walleye, all cleaned up. Not gonna go far between us, but a little snack for after dinner. That's all right. Bonk.
That was aggressive. We do this all the time now, where we just cut a little V-notch in to stump. It's so convenient to not have to like bend over and try to saw right at the ground.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Probably safer too.
Yeah.
Usually I don't do it where the wood rolls into the river.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh. That'll probably keep us going for now, eh?
Yeah.
You're gonna hold your saw.
Perfect. Well, we only managed to catch one walleye tonight that we decided to keep. We were hoping to catch a few more to have dinner for the three of us, but there's just a little bit of meat here, so Jay's given up his share, and we're going to let Cooper have this fish.
He's worked hard for it.
Come here, Coop.
You know what?
Good boy. Supper tonight is old, probably a year old, homemade spaghetti meat sauce with tomatoes, mushrooms, and I threw in a few chunks of this freeze-dried cheese, and it seemed to go a little cheesy. Jay's got his big plate of bacon and eggs. He's having supper for dinner. Or breakfast for dinner.
Oh yeah, 6 eggs and half a cup of bacon bits.
Nice. It looks pretty good. But let's see. How far did you say?
Yesterday we were at 124.7.
And then
So 26, I'll have to check, 26 in a bit today, so pretty much
150.
exactly, yeah.
Wow.
In 4 days, 5 days.
I guess if you count the first day. Well, I had to get it out on the water. Black flies are intense this morning. Slammed down some breakfast and tried to have a smoky fire, but it's either you can't breathe or you're getting eaten alive. Today we head downriver. It's It'll be a few days at least of river travel into the unknown. We have no idea really what we're looking at here, what to expect. Well, that was close.
All good?
I hit that and like tumbled out the side.
Alright, I'll stop when I get a chance.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, we can try to stick somewhat close together, yeah.
Well, I've had my bath for the day. A little sideways against that tree, and the boat started to roll and Cooper went over with it. So I dipped in too. It's got to be on your toes in these narrow little creeks. There's not a whole lot of room to maneuver, and
I realized you were going to be here before I got anywhere close to being under it.
yeah.
I'm just going to try to drag through the middle. I don't know if that's the best choice, but Cooper, careful.
No, get back. Get back. Good boy. Go on.
A pretty good balance for a minute there.
Yeah.
Starting to see a theme developing. how I always do it.
That's how the pros do it. Yeah, exactly. We had to pull a tree out of the river, and now there's a significant little drop coming up, and we can't really see very well, so I'm going to try and take it slow, stay to the inside of the corner, and not get eaten alive by the black flies. Holy. Good boy. Good dog. Cooper, lay down. Go on. Cooper was sitting right on the bow. Like, he didn't want to sit in this little puddle here. Yeah. So after that last drop, he was sitting right on the nose. I'm like, I have no control. It's so top heavy.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
That was a good little stretch.
Yeah.
How to turn a 16-foot canoe around in a 12-foot creek. What are you thinking for scouting it? Oh, I hear something big up ahead.
Oh yeah. We're not going to run this one, obviously. It's pretty big. Completely unmarked falls on our map. You just hear the rumble as we came around the corner and we pulled over, but I think on the far shore, we can be able to haul our canoes around okay, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've stopped at this little kind of slot canyon here just to take a look, and there's actually a nice flat spot. Would have made a nice campsite, but it's still pretty early in the day and we want to try and make a few more miles.
That was a good one.
There's a lot of black flies.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Oh my God, I'm just getting, I can't even see. So I'll tie off. I want to come up and see if I can get a couple shots of you coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely getting rockier.
Yeah.
think we're gonna have a look at this. Doesn't look terrible. Using one of those?
I would have finished the day off pretty well.
I think we earned it today. I was gonna save them for when we got to like James Bay or something, but no.
Good. After a long day, Jay came through with another beer. So, cheers to the Partridge River. It's a good day. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's like, I don't know if there's some moisture in it or what, but it seems to be scattered all over the place. That was a great day. So much fun. All those like dozens and dozens and dozens of sets of rapids we ran. Like I've showed you just a very small slice of them because it would get so monotonous. But man, just constant white water, and then we'd have a few winding, flatter sections. This is my favorite way to canoe trip, is like long days on the water. Just lots to see, lots of variety. But it's just after 9 now and I'm wiped. So I'm going to switch into some nice, dry, clean clothes and call it a day. Good night. Oatmeal and blueberries today. Beside the falls. Okay, just about packed up and ready to get on the river. Jay's gearing up. Let's see what's around the corner. The bugs are actually worse on the river. Maybe it was our little smoky fire that was doing it, but man, there's a lot of mosquitoes out today. It's getting a little more thick every day that goes on here. We've got a big named rapid. It's labeled on our map. Everything we ran yesterday, none of it was labeled. None of it was even marked. And then we have a rapid that looks like it could be probably like close to 2 kilometers. And it has a name. So typically you see on maps where they've taken the trouble to actually label a rapid is usually a pretty big one. So we'll see when we get there. Never know. don't think we were in the boat for 10 minutes when we come to another unmarked waterfall.
Need a spot of tea. Warm me up.
You can see how shallow these rapids are. Like, today's the 7th of June and this river is already just rocky. Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine coming here in a couple weeks. You'd have to walk all this. It's crazy. And speaking of 7th of June, it's my mom's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. Hope you have a great day. This is a bit longer, rockier rapid here. We'll be a little more careful on this one. Lots of big rocks. Big metal. So this is the start of the big named rapid on our map. It doesn't look any more significant so far than anything we've run. I'm not sure how you say the name actually. Canatotic, something like that. Bail some water. Let Cooper, go on Coop. Let Cooper run a little.
way.
It's a little rocky in this section. Fast. Holy cow. Oh, come on, girl. A good one.
Pulling into this eddy over here, I gotta get some water out of my boat.
That's a long rapid, boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cooper's swimming over. Hi, Coop. Brakes over, picked up the dog. I'm gonna go up here, swing around to the right. Boy, we're in a good spot now. River coming in there.
I had no choice there but to just drive it into that V between those rocks. I'd rather hit something straight on like that than hitting sideways trying to get around a rock.
Go on. Like to run.
Oh man. Only screwed up one line real bad there. I'm not sure if the left's better or right around those big boulders.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Enough water that there's hardly any rocks we need to go around now, so pretty much just float. Still probably moving along, just floating at, I don't know, 4 kilometers an hour probably. Taking a break. It was actually super tiring going through that big long rapid. We were probably running continuous class 2, bit of 3 for 45 minutes straight. My arms were actually getting tired. I've never had that happen in a rapid before, so nice to just take a break now and kind of float along.
Glad it wasn't raining like this when we ran that long rapid. Would have made things a little more difficult. Painted a few rocks red, no doubt, but hey, what are you gonna do? That was a lot of fun. Unreal. It's just gorgeous. The landscape's totally changed now. There's a real mix of poplar and some higher banks. Yeah, it's gorgeous down here. It's a really pretty section of the river.
Alright, so we're portaging and the black flies are pretty thick.
Hang on, Coop. Pretty steep. Okay, we paddled a little past the falls and we found a flat enough area. The black flies are out pretty thick, so we cleared a little spot. Gonna get a big ripping fire going and stand really close to it, and hopefully the black flies all burn. Jay's getting all bushcrafty.
Bushcraft!
And building us a primo drying rack. Take that, Jim Baird.
Oh, that'll do. The bug jacket makes this bearable though, eh?
Yeah.
I gotta get at least another 7 days out of this thing. Same with my underwear.
Cooper's gone to the tent, and I'm gonna have dinner here shortly, and probably won't be too far behind. Try and dry out a few things. Unlikely that it'll get dry, but it can't hurt to try. Black flies are nuts now. I don't know if we're just hitting them, they're just starting to hatch, or what it is, but they are crazy tonight. Good morning. It looks a little overcast today, but maybe that'll keep the black flies down. Cooper doesn't seem too thrilled to get up. Time to get on the river. Get away from these bugs. On the water and trying to outrun some of these black flies that are tagging along. A few mosquitoes too.
You guys coming?
Just running a few little rapids and swifts. Now we're coming up to something very much more significant. It sounds like maybe a waterfall. It's a lot louder anyway. That went alright. Cooper tried to swim the rapids, but the run went okay. This is a pretty big one. Definitely not something I would run if I was out here alone. There we go.
wet again.
Just trying to pick our way around. There's a bunch of rapids, and then we got a falls downstream. And then we hit Black Bear Island, where the river takes a fork. Part of it goes east, part of it goes west. So we're trying to decide which fork looks like it might have more water, and if we can get there without being swept over the falls.
River left. See what happens.
That doesn't sound good. Stopping for a quick bite to eat. When the wind kicks up, the bugs die, or the bugs disappear. As soon as the wind drops, we get swarmed. Jay says he's gonna try and run it. Definitely too much for me, I think. Sounds like we've got more coming up around the corner here, but I just lined down that one. Nice and easy. All right, this breeze is keeping the bugs off, and it's glorious. Okay, this time we've got no choice but to portage. 2 channels around this island, neither are runnable. This one's got logs and an 8-foot drop, and the other's just got an 8-foot drop, so. And then it looks like we've got another big chute or something coming up ahead, so yeah. And the bugs are back. some water, we can just paddle after a bunch of ledges and falls that we had to line and portage around. Since this river is split, obviously there's a lot less water. Rivers tended to mellow out now after our kind of wild morning we had. Only river rapids and falls, and now it's come back together and we split around a few different islands. Went around Black Bear Island and didn't see any black bears. But looks like we're all back together again. Starting to scan the shoreline now for a little, maybe a campsite somewhere. See what we can find.
I'm gonna find out. So far today, and a lot of that was hard-earned kilometers. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That's nice, right up to the tree line, eh?
Yeah, it's everywhere. We found a site that fit the bill for the night. This little, I guess it's an island. A little part of the river goes around the east side and the main branch goes over on the west. So we're gonna make the most of it. We ran in here, got a quick fire going. I fed Cooper, and then when I was putting up the tent, he was on my heels looking for his retreat from the bugs. So he's gone in here, his nice riverside condo that he's got there. And I threw some boiling water into some chili and cheese. That should be ready for dinner very soon. Still really hot. And definitely didn't really drink enough today either. That's now on the menu. I'm freeze drying cheese now. Look at that. That was Jay's idea. Dump some of that in spaghetti and chili. Just store-bought freeze-dried cheeses I bought on a whim one day. I thought I'd try it. That's so good.
Oh, it's a monster! No, I'm just snagged.
Trying to decide how far we can push tomorrow, and or where we figure we'll end up tomorrow anyway, and then how far it is to our final destination, which is Moosonee. We have to arrange to get on the train and have our shuttle driver drop the vehicle back off at the train station back in Cochrane where we left it. So there's just still a few moving parts and, you know, some details to figure out, but just trying to figure out how far we think we'll get tomorrow and when we'll get onto James Bay, because once we get there we've got tides to worry about. Then we're going to go across the bay and up the Moose River, so depending on what the tides are like flowing in or out from the Moose River, yeah, might make things interesting. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of unknowns and lots of variables to talk about and figure out, but we discussed that at the fire until the black flies finally drove us crazy, and then we've just retreated to our tents now. So it's not quite 9 o'clock yet. Maybe read a little something and then I'll rack out. Been another great day. So many awesome rapids again, and those falls, and pretty wicked. This is a great river. It's like so many surprises on this trip, pleasant surprises. You know, things we didn't expect and so many unknowns that we got to discover. It's been a lot of fun. But we'll see you tomorrow. There's a lot of mosquitoes out there. Oh, wow. All night, every time I woke up, it was just a constant hum. And literally thousands of them on the tent right now. It doesn't make me that excited to get out of bed. Little sprinkle of rain coming down. I'll drape my coat, my raincoat over top of the camera. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of current until you try paddling against it. Those are absolutely wolf tracks. That's pretty cool. They don't look like they've been there that long either. Fresh in that wet sand. That's neat to see. Sharing the river with wolves.
Just paddling along. Saw the stand of young birch. Thinking one of them might be good for a poling stick for getting across James Bay tidal flats. I don't want to wait too long and kind of run out of good trees, so I'm going to see if there's something up there that I can make into a good poling stick. Found myself a fairly straight birch tree, chopped it down. I'm not even sure if this poling along there is going to work. Figured it's worth a try though.
Sun's come out. I'm gonna try and dry out my socks and shoes. Going barefoot again for a little while. Feels nice. Just took a quick second to jump out of the boat and cut a nice little birch stick that'll work for my polar. Should be good to go now. A little swarm of black flies following us, but should be able to lose them pretty quick. Looking pretty dark back there.
Here's some thunder rumbling, so we're kind of hoping that's not gonna come this way, but it's also not looking overly good. to bail my boat out soon. Got like a good inch of water in the bottom now. So it's now beautiful sunny day, but it's still pouring rain. Go figure.
That was a crazy storm that just blew through. Had over an hour of torrential rain. We thought was going to maybe pass behind us. Started to rain a little bit, some big drops started coming down. We scrambled to get all our gear packed away, and within a couple of minutes it was just a downpour. But it's cleared out now, and there's a beautiful blazing warm sun coming out. So that should help to get us dried out again. That was cool. We just came around the corner and ran into that little bear. Jay was just saying it must be nature day. Because in the last like 3 hours, we've seen more geese and ducks and cranes and ravens nesting and all kinds of stuff. Unfortunately, it was pouring rain and couldn't get my camera.
Probably only 6 or 7K from James Bay now, so filled up a couple of my water bottles here. Not sure how long we can go before the water gets brackish. I'm gonna start looking for a campsite soon. Over. Oh, hold on.
Now the dog would stuff. Probably going to be where my hands are. Perfect. Good idea.
Instead of this little knife, I guess I'll switch to your hatchet.
Leave that laying there to dry overnight, and I'll probably forget it in the morning.
Tonight, I'm gonna make this stick into other sticks.
Jay and I have just been laying in our tents here. He's over in his next door, and we've just been going over our maps for tomorrow, trying to make a plan, deal with all the variables and distance and tide and river currents and everything. So we've got to paddle a couple kilometers from here down the rest of the Partridge till we hit tidewater in James Bay, and then we're paddling west along the coast about 10 or so K to get to the mouth of the Moose River, and then it's another 12, maybe 15 up the Moose River to get to Moosonee. So it's a good day regardless, but when you mix in the tide and all the fluctuations, lots of unknowns, and it's kind of making things interesting. But we'll figure that out in the morning. For now, it's going to lay in here, sheltered from the bugs, and try and get a good night's sleep. Okay, we've packed along a shotgun on this trip. It's the first time I've done that on a canoe trip, but just because James Bay there is the potential to bump into polar bears, we decided we would bring one along just in case. I think the thread's pretty low, but it's a gorgeous cloud-free sunny morning.
Enjoys long walks on the beach in shin-deep water.
Water here now, we can paddle. Oh, it's slow going. Maybe it's that it's so big and there's no landmarks, so you can't gauge your progress at all out here. But wow, sure is beautiful anyway. Taking a stop and getting some water and maybe a little snack. Very slow going. Very slow. You can watch the tide come in here. Just a few minutes ago where our boats are sitting, both of them were pretty much out of the water. But now, water's right up past the bow. So the tide is definitely on the rise. That was quite a slog to get here, but we've finally reached the mouth of the Moose River. I paddled out offshore a little ways trying to find deep water. Slogging along the bank was not much fun. It's a little choppy here where the currents meet, but we've made it.
making no headway against this wind on the Moose River. So we're gonna see if we can just track our boats up the shore. Hopefully there's a little bit less wind once we get up to the Horseshoe Islands. Back to pulling with my stick. We tracked a couple K upriver, hoping that the wind might die down a bit more, but still it's a little bit less windy. Actually, the wind's probably the same. It's a little bit less choppy, but we're just getting tired of dragging the canoe, so we're gonna try to see if we can paddle / pull for a ways.
Well, as you can clearly see, we didn't make it into Moosonee. We had all the best intentions today of getting into Moosonee to make the train this evening. But the river, the current of the river combined with the tide and a really strong headwind just meant that we couldn't make much progress. Spent most of the day walking along in shin-deep water, dragging our boats along. Took a toll on my back for sure. We had hit the high tide and it started dropping, and we just couldn't make any progress paddling between tide, current, wind. We're just fighting and fighting and fighting to paddle and couldn't. We were barely moving. So we stopped here on the shore, decided to take a break. My back needed a rest, and then we just decided we weren't going to make it today. We didn't have enough time. So we're here for the night, and we'll try to make it tomorrow. We've got a few days until the next train runs, so don't really know what we're going to do, but we'll see. Plans changed again. We were sitting on shore just talking about what we were going to do tomorrow, and we realized that the tide was rising and we had a wind blowing upstream. So 2 of the 3 things that we were fighting today, out of tide, wind, and current, were in our favor, and we thought we better make the most of it. The tide's going to take about 6 hours to peak, so that'll be well after midnight. But it's turned out to be a gorgeous night for a paddle. Sun's going down and we're still paddling. We figure we've got maybe a little less than an hour. There's a provincial park on an island right out from Moosonee, so we're going to head for that and see if we can find a spot to set up for the night. It's 9:45. Gonna pick up on me at all? Alright, I'm in the tent. We made it into camp. Found a spot to camp for the night. It's a little different, but I'll update you in the morning because I'm wet and tired and cold and ready for bed. Morning. It's a windy and rainy morning here at Tidewater Provincial Park. We were able to pretty easily find a site here when we arrived and get everything set up in the dark, but yeah, worked out alright. It's a nice little spot. We're directly across the river now from Moosonee, on an island between Moosonee and Moose Factory. So we're going to post up here for a little bit, waiting for our train to come in. We're the only ones that looks like camped on the entire island. So we're on our own here. We have the whole island to ourselves. I have to say thank you to Virgil, to Chad, and the rest of the crew of guys we ran into, and girl, that we ran into when we got here. Just when we arrived at Tidewater. They were extremely generous and friendly and shared some food with us and a couple beers, and it was great. So it's nice to meet all you guys, and hopefully next time we're back to Moosonee, we run into you again.
So that is Tidewater Provincial Park, where we're camped for a few days until the train comes in so we can get out of here on Monday. Just did a little grocery run here, headed back to camp. Some Moosonee Deluxe here. Egg, garlic bread, burger.
I'll eat that one.
Doesn't get much better than that. Well, it does, but that's all we got to work with. And it costs like $60.
Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning for our last little paddle across the Moose River. Literally not a cloud in the sky.
No, good trip. Canoe worked really good, floated the whole way. I'd like to thank my sponsors, but I don't actually have any, so.
Alright. It was a great trip. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Anyways, I'm going to sign off here. Well, that's it for another one.